Well, thank you very much, President. First of all, I would like to thank President Barroso for the support in the preparatory phase, because it was not particularly easy to put forward a proposal in a particular moment where we have to show the public opinion why it's so important to make progress in the area of justice, security, and freedom. President Barroso already highlighted the political message. Now I'll give you some concrete examples on why it's so important to make progress both on decision-making process and on implementation of existing measures. In my view, now the time has come to, on one hand, improve the implementation also at national level, not only at European level, and in order also to better evaluate performance and cost-benefit relation between of the initiatives concerning security and justice. Because just to give you a few examples, you probably know that so far, in some areas, implementation by member states is particularly low. For example, so far, only five member states implemented a very important framework decision on combating sexual exploitation of children and child pornography. Only five. And if you consider another very important initiative, very concrete, the initiative, another framework decision of the Council, 2002, so 4 years ago, on the joint investigation teams, which are teams jointly investigating on cross-border crimes. So far, only one country, Spain, implemented the framework decision. And so, frankly speaking, it's very hard to explain to the public opinion why it happens. Because the European Union and European Commission doesn't have the so-called third pillar proper tools to open procedures, for example, in case of lack of implementation. So that's why we present to you the first document. We call it Scoreboard Plus. We take the good example of the Scoreboard Plus mechanism in the area of European market, well-functioning model, and every 12 months there will be a public report naming member states. I don't like the naming and shaming approach, frankly speaking, but it's very important to encourage, it's very important to help member states to implement concrete measures. Then there is the other side of the coin, the length of procedures to approve initiatives at European level. Already President Barroso said that we believe that thanks to shifting to first pillar, thanks to the qualified majority vote instead of unanimity, thanks to a co-decision procedure with the Parliament, that means democratic accountability, because if we have the European Parliament on board co-deciding on a very important initiative concerning, for example, privacy rights protection, of course, we are stronger than only approving an initiative at intergovernmental level. So that's why I proposed to the College, in agreement with the President, to make full use of the existing possibility. Just again, 3 examples where we are still blocked on discussing important initiatives because of the unanimity, because of the lack of participation of the Parliament. First point, I've proposed, and the College has approved, last September, a framework decision on privacy protection in the field of police cooperation. There is a stalemate in the Council because very few member states, but it's enough, refuse to agree on that proposal. Another important proposal, another framework decision, we are discussing on that for 3 years, procedural rights, like right to have immediately an interpreter when arrested, right to accuse people in a penal procedure, is absolutely unacceptable to be unable so far to get an agreement on that because of the unanimity. And the third example, we very often talk about racism and xenophobia as a great and very strong offense to our basic rights. So we started discussing about an European initiative against racism 3 years ago. 2, 3 member states are still reluctant to approve, and then we are blocked. That demonstrates how much important is to promote a better mutual understanding between member states, because European citizens demand more Europe. They demand more cooperation between police authorities. Again, we were so far unable to get an agreement on a very important, in my view, European initiative, not particularly ambitious initiative, improving police transborder cooperation. Can you imagine to reaffirm European space of security and in parallel being unable to approve an initiative strengthening capacities of police authorities to exchange data in case of transborder crime? Frankly speaking, it's very difficult to explain to the public opinion. My final argument is the following. When, on the contrary, we are able to agree on European proposal, on the European model, first pillar, when we get involved European Parliament, then we succeed. And there are examples. We approved, you remember, last December, after just 3 months of discussion, a very important initiative by shifting from the third pillar to the first pillar on data retention, with the agreement in first reading by the European Parliament, with the vote in the Council, with 2 countries against, by majority vote we approved, and now the initiative has entered into force in February, has been approved finally in February. And the second example is the so-called border code. We approved recently border code with the European regulation concerning transborder traffic and freedom of circulation in case of local transborder traffic, after just 6 months of discussion. These are the 2 good examples that confirm why we have to make easier and more fluid the process of taking decisions at European level.